draped up, stand up, nigga, no makeup.
Just fine. Yep.
That's what's up. Welcome everybody to another episode of Leave It on the Court. We are back on Instagram. What's happening? Everybody to join in. Today's episode is going to be about today's Olympic game. That was crazy, super crazy. We're also going to talk about what ifs, what teams would have been great if they won championships, and what players would have been great if they weren't injured. We're gonna do a little list on those, but we're gonna get started with the Olympic game. By the way, hold on before I get all that in. I need everybody to go to our YouTube channel. Make sure you make sure you subscribe, like, and share the channel. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you enjoy the videos. You know, I'm saying, with all the subs that we can get. You feel me? Also, go to our TikTok, Facebook, and of course on Instagram if you want to holler, you know. And if you want to join the live, make sure you join us every Saturday at 6. So with that being said, what's up, baby boy?
T Streets, what up, homie?
We back, T.
We back. Look, so USA men's basketball continues their preparation for the Paris Olympics. And an exhibition game today as they faced off against South Sudan. Ultimately, USA came out on top by 1 point. Good ass game. A shocker. A shocker. Bron ended up finishing with 23, 6, and 6. And the go-ahead game-winning field goal. How you feel about it, big bro?
Man, that was scary. That was scary. But this goes back to what I was saying when we had a conversation off camera. This is, even though it's an exhibition game, and I felt like Steve Kerr did try some things during the game so far as letting the backups play longer and start with the second half. Man, the older dudes was looking kind of rough, man, out there early in the game. They was getting their ass busted. You feel me? And
Dude.
outside of LeBron, you didn't really see too much going on from anybody else. So it was good to see the second squad come in and kill.
You know who I was interested, or what I was interested in seeing, was who he was going to end the game with. So I actually like that lineup best. He came back out with Steph, Drew, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, and Bron. Like that to me probably should be the starters, except for when Kevin Durant come back.
Well, I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way that they only won by 1 point. I definitely don't like the fact when they did put the starters back in, they start to lose again.
They actually, we went down like 14. They put the bench in. It stayed pretty consistent. We were down 16 at one point. Then we went into halftime down 14. The starters eventually was the reason we went back up in the third quarter. We scored 37 points in the third quarter to their 20 or something like that. Yeah, that third quarter, we whooped that tail, man. And Steph, he made me jump on my seat when he hit that bomb, man. Steph shot it from the logo on their ass.
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
One step turn, waka.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. And Devin Booker finally hit a clutch shot too.
Yeah.
So I was happy with that. Anthony Davis at 15 and 11. I was waiting on that pop that Anthony Edwards usually give off the bench. It ain't happened like it's been happening in the last 2 or 3 games. That's what I was waiting on. Usually when he come in, he get to work. But what I noticed is that South Sudan team, they had maybe one person under 6'5". They had one person maybe under 6'5", but they guard Carly Jones
Mhm.
finished the game with 15, 11, and
I know.
11
I,
at,
uh,
at 6-1.
I
That
know
boy was balling.
he was
That
killing.
boy,
He was
yeah,
killing,
yeah.
and he was
But
trying to get it too. As soon as they came back in from that huddle, and he had 9 points, they went straight to a play, and he went straight to the hole and got that triple double fast. You
say,
know,
bro,
I ain't gonna lie. If he make that shot, we might not be talking about a win, because he was wide open. He got past
Drew,
Holiday,
yeah,
and that would have been ugly.
yeah,
That would have been. If it would have been him too, the dude that got the triple double to hit the game winning shot.
yeah, yeah. It was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are going to be a problem. T. Yeah, they are going to be a problem. That Sudan team is going to be crazy. That's if they keep playing the way they do, and that dude is NBA ready. They point guard. They got a couple of NBA players and NBA ready dudes on their team. So that one guy hit like 6 3-pointers or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The highest score in the game. Matter of fact, I got his name right here because that boy was balling. I had to,
His game is ugly, but that ball go in though.
right. Marius Shayok had 25. That boy was 5 for 10 from three. That boy shot 50%.
He shot him out the game too, though. Like, because he started pulling them. He started trying to get them heat check threes, and they start missing. That's really what got um, USA back in the game. Is the
Yeah, that
they
that
start
and that
they started
defense.
bricking everything.
Yeah, because we turned it up a notch on the defensive end,
I
like for real.
that. I don't think it was that. They was missing the same shots they was making. I think the game was theirs to lose more than USA beat them. Up until the third quarter, where they had them. South Sudan had them.
Uh huh.
But when the starters came in, it might have been that same thing, what they do when you play against the stars and stuff. They could have got a little cold feet, maybe started feeling the building closing in on them a little bit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because you like we about to beat them, and you sometimes when you close to beating somebody, it's just like when you playing a game of 21, and it's like 4 people on the court, and you got 19, and everybody start fouling, and for some reason the same shots you be making to get you 19, you can't make them no more.
right.
Even the open ones, you're like, oh, that's game right there. Bang, you like, dang, and then next thing you know, you fighting for somebody for game. It was kind of like that type of atmosphere. It was just like they started missing everything, and LeBron just came in and took over, which is. But like I like what the critics are saying. If LeBron is going to be the best player on the team, that's not good. That's not good. That's
Not
not
at
good.
not at 40. But I don't,
It's
to
amazing.
me, it's both. Yeah, it's amazing and scary. To me, I just need him to be the best player at the most in the highest pressure situations like this game. Like he put his foot down, he started getting to the basket, started scoring, started locking up on defense. Like he turned it up. And like ultimately he got us the win. So shout out to King to
To
the
the
King.
old
It's
man.
huh?
Yeah, shout out to the old man.
Yeah, to the old man. There's this kid that played for South Sudan, came in Maluch. He
Kaseti.
right. He's gonna play for Duke this upcoming year. He's gonna be a freshman. The story behind him is 3, 4 years ago, he was walking on the sidewalk at 7'2", and somebody from the Luau Dane camp saw him and was like, "What you doing?" and asked him had he ever played basketball before, and snatched him up and actually brought him to the camp and taught him how to play. Now this fool 7'2", shooting threes and playing against Team USA over in London. Uh,
Well, T Street say he think Drew is the most important person. He changed the game. LeBron just ringing the group in. He's the ringleader of the stars.
Ah,
Yeah, I I I don't think this game. I'm gonna have to give it to LeBron. He was the best player on the court this particular game. Drew has been the best both on both sides of the ball. He did have some key plays in the game though, but he also missed big shots. Like they could have went up a couple of times by 6 if he hit them corner threes that he had wide open because he missed a couple that he had wide open, and
yeah.
so that's the only thing that kind of like take away from the fact. What's up, Pac? What's going,
Uh,
boy? What's happening? Um, that's the only thing that take away from that from for him so far being a player of the game. But he did have some crucial plays. That save he made to get the ball to LeBron for that layup, that was crazy. But LeBron took over the game and he hit the game winning shot. So I think he did a little bit more than wrangle them together. I think he did a little combination of everything. He kind of like took the game over.
honestly, to me, like the most important person on this roster has been Anthony Davis because Embiid hadn't really shown up, and Bam Adebayo is just not that yet. Uh, what was the last game against Serbia? That man had 6 blocks, and he's been consistently scoring and getting rebounds and changing shots and playing defense. Like that's been the guy. That's been the guy
Speak.
because run it.
No, I was gonna say, isn't it weird when he has something to play for? Is the Anthony Davis that we see? Like when he was chasing the ring, we were seeing like a DP type Anthony Davis, and then he got one, and he kind of like, now he trying to get his first gold medal, and we're seeing a whole different Anthony Davis. Uh, I kind of I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. I feel like he content with his ring. He like it's too hard to get back. I got one. Yeah, I ain't Charles Barkley.
I don't know, dog. He played his ass off last season, though.
Yeah, he did. He did. He did. I was gonna ask you, or do you think it's a continuation from?
I do. I think it's a continuation from last season. Like honestly, Anthony Davis is supposed to be the starter on this Olympic team, but I think Kerr may be keeping a promise to like Joel Embiid because Joel could have played for any of these Olympic teams, but he chose us. So I think in return, he's like, okay, well, you play for us, so you're gonna start. Like we got you here, we got you citizenship and everything else, just so you can be on this team. So you're gonna start, and it looked like he's just playing his way into shape. But honestly, Anthony Davis has been the best player on this team so far. Brian had a good game this time. Steph had a good game last time. Anthony Edwards been consistent off the bench as far as our most consistent scorer. But Anthony Davis been changing games with his defense and his block shots and stuff like that. So what do you say, the light skin power? What else, DJ? um but we have one more exhibition game versus Germany on Monday at 2 p.m. Central. I think that's 12 your time
Yeah.
before we head off to France for the Olympics.
When
And
when is it?
Monday at 2 p.m., 12 Pacific, your time. So, what's
What's
up?
up? I have to, what's up? What's up, little bro? Slim say what's up.
What up? But
Uh,
yeah,
no, somebody T Street's talking about the Bam AD lineup with Drew. Yeah,
oh, yeah, cold,
yeah.
cold.
LeBron and Curry. But everybody, okay, so we can't forget that Kevin is coming back. We can't forget that.
So,
Kevin is coming back. Kevin's going. I know Kevin is sitting on the side of the um bench, like waiting, salivating. Like he probably could be playing, but he's just not tripping, and he's just waiting for it to ramp up. I feel the same way about Embiid. I think Embiid is just kind of like chilling, because he was busting. He came off a couple of screens, he hit a couple of jump shots and stuff. He wasn't killing, but he hit the shots that he was supposed to hit. I think that he might turn it up a notch when the actual games start, because we know what he's capable of. We know he's able to go 20 or better, 10 or 15 or better. I would like to see him and Anthony next to each other with LeBron, Curry, and Drew.
I think
I would like
it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
that. Would be crazy. I think you got
I think it's going to
B
happen.
and AD down low, and um,
Do a KD, Stephen, Bron, Embiid, and AD. That's what I want to see. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Um,
defense. Not enough defense out there.
that's a tall ass lineup. All they gotta do is
The
if
regular
they all stretch their arms out, that's the span of the globe. Like
these little
they're okay.
Frenchmen and Europeans and stuff. These dudes is quick. They ain't just like, you feel me. You can't put no tall trees that can't sit down. LeBron can't sit down. Durant can't sit down. You know, you Curry, his chair is almost his chair almost done left. Somebody
Yeah,
almost done kicked the chair. So you got to have some type of defense. I like Drew's starting. I don't think AD, if KD come back and he come back super healthy, I don't see AD start.
yeah. I don't think he get that starting position either. But I do think he's been the best player on the team. Kevin
Yeah.
Durant had his first practice, so they're expecting him to suit up Monday at 12 Pacific, 2 Central against Germany. I think that's our final exhibition game.
Mm,
So I can't wait, man.
mm.
So let's talk about it. I want to know, out of the five players I gave you, and I'll call them out for the people who watching. D Rose, T Mac, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, and B Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think had the best career had they not
Oh,
got
we
injured?
can't got honorable mention. We got to put Lynn Bias on here.
Lynn Bias. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in your opinion, who has the best career?
Well, T Mac, I feel like should be the fifth person because he actually had a career. He played like 8, 9 years before, or eight really before his back really started messing up. So for a lot of NBA players, that's a lot of um, years to be playing. Some players don't play that long, especially at high of a level. I mean, some players play that long, but not that high of a level. Um, so at fourth, I got Penny because of the fact that that dude was crazy. That dude, like, if you know Penny Hardaway, he was the next coming of whoever, because he can do everything. He could play the lane. He was fast. He had eyes behind his head. He was 6'7". He can shoot from everywhere on the court, just anywhere and everywhere on the court. Like, he was amazing. And like them back injuries and knee injury, the knee injury really what got him. That was like it messed him up because Shaq left. He had to do more, so his body got wore out faster. So I would have loved to see him keep going and going, because I would have thought that maybe he would have found a new team, or somebody would have came and played with him, and he could have did something with somebody else, or found somebody else to go play with eventually. But he was just so out this world. Like, nobody can stop this dude. Like, he was crazy. That's why immediately when Shaq and Penny joined forces, they immediately went to two finals, like back to back. Like, and they beat Jordan, even though it was Jordan. Um, Jordan
Return year.
coming
Yeah.
back. He was, you know, he wasn't quite Air Jordan yet. So, but they still beat him regardless. Either Shaq can say he only do to beat Jordan in the playoffs after the championships. So I would have loved to see Penny, but I want to go back to T Mac though. T Mac probably during his era was the best scorer of his time. Like, at that time, people always was comparing him. It was him or Kobe. But once Kobe said the person that he hate playing the most was T Mac because he knew he was going to come right back down and give him the business, like for real, for real. That kind of like solidified T Mac as one of them dudes. Like the dude can do it. He was like Penny Hardaway, except he moved a little bit slower to me. It was crazy. He wasn't quite as quick and shifty as Penny, but he was kind of like shifty in his own right. He had that high release on his jump shot. Um, but like I said, he went 8, 9, 10, 11 years. But like mostly that first 8 years, he was great, and then he started getting had a career. Um, he would have been in finals if he hadn't made some of the decisions that he made. Even though going to that Orlando team, he thought he was going to get Grant Hill, a healthy Grant Hill, somebody we're going to talk about too, and that didn't happen. If they would have stayed with, if he would have stayed with Vince Carter, and just left for Eastern Conference Finals and lost to the Knicks, I think they would have kept running the table. But he wanted to go be the star somewhere else. But I still couldn't figure it out because he wouldn't have just been the star if Grant Hill was coming, and especially if it's Grant Hill. So he still would have been the same type of combination, you know. But T Mac was crazy, dude. T
T
Mac,
Mac was crazy.
that
T Mac.
was crazy. I like that little run he did on the Spurs when he scored all them points in like 19 seconds or whatever. Man, that I was actually watching that game in disbelief. I was just kind of like sitting there like I couldn't say nothing. Like I couldn't yell or do anything. I was just like, did he just do that? And by itself, like he just obliterated the Spurs. Okay, but now
So are you
my
saying T Mac is like are you ranking him like number one? Because you said number five, number
no, I,
four, but
I say he's five. No, Penny is four. He's five because he's like he played longer than everybody on this list. I think. So he actually had a career. He was scoring champ. He did things, you know. It wasn't like he fell off early like some of the players we about to mention,
okay,
you know. Like I say, Penny, that's why he's up there because he played for a minute, even though he didn't play for a super long time. He was in the league 5, 6, 7 years before he really just fell off the cliff, you know. So that's how I'm ranking it like that.
okay.
Um, with my third, that's why third, I have to put Grant Hill because Grant Hill actually played his first couple of seasons, and you got to see uh, the hell you was finna get before he got to the point where he couldn't play. Because like he was like a skinny LeBron, like so the dude can do everything. He had mid range, and he was getting a long range shot. He can dunk on you. He had a crossover. He can pass. He can rebound. He can do. He had good solid defense. He wasn't like a bad defender at all. Um, I thought he was the next guy up. Everybody thought he was the next guy up. His very first play of the game, he caught an alley oop and he dunked it and was like behind the court with his left hand and it was like everybody like, oh my god, it's the neck. And he had the bald head and he was super skinny and stuff. They were like, oh, it's like light skinned Mike. Like it was over. He had all the hype. He came out of Duke. I think he won like 2 championships in college. Everybody was just like, he the next guy. He's the next guy. And for him to go down the way he did, which is so sad, man, because he did what most players do, is try to come back from injury too fast. He didn't go get his ankle checked out like he was supposed to, and it ended up getting infected and messed up to the point where he couldn't play on it no more. But if he doesn't do like man, he was a triple double. He was him and J Kidd. They won co-rookie of the year. That's how good he was. They couldn't even make a decision between this dude and J Kidd. Numbers was crazy. And he was doing all the fancy stuff with Grant Hill, was so solid through his rookie year all season. You couldn't deny him. So they had to co him. They had to give him the co-rookies. Dude, just
Only
pure
time in history.
score, huh?
Only time in history.
Yeah, just pure score, dude. Just like an instant bucket. And ISO, you want to talk about? It was ISO Brent. He was like the first ISO dude. You put him on that wing out there by the three, he give you that. They actually call it the move to Grand Hill, where he can, break them down, give him one shimmy to the right, and then another shimmy to the left, and you come back with the crossover, boom, boom, and then that's an actual move that people practice now that coaches teach and stuff, and it's called like the Grand Hill or something like that. That's how crazy he was. You couldn't stop him. Then of course the commercials, the Grand Hill Drink Sprite commercial, everything, the shoes, like that dude was crazy. That dude was crazy. Like so that brings me to my second person. Um Man, this is hard. That I'm Randy Roy, when I want to put him up there, but D Rose, I think, is my second person. Another reason I gotta say he played, he did go down kind of like early in his career. He actually played. He was an MVP. Didn't he win Rookie of the Year too?
B. Roy?
No,
Yeah.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, yeah.
Yeah. He actually got to play a couple of seasons. We got to see his explosiveness. But this dude was different. I think, like, I don't think we ever gonna see nobody like him again. Like, we'll see guards that are fast and can jump, but that dude can jump out of space. Like out of space. Like, he was so fast, and like LeBron, when LeBron respects you when you that young, you dangerous. Like, he was like, when it's, you can tell somebody respects you because they go to play when they like, I gotta play this dude in the playoffs, and the only person they talk about is you, but you a baby though. Like, you 20, 21 years old, and they like, we gotta stop D Rose, and you're 6 feet tall, maybe 6'1" in your Adidas, dude. I seen some of the most scandalous dunks by a point guard by this dude from like the scoring outputs, the last second shots. Like, he's just all heart. I never felt so bad for a player in my life. I ain't no punk, but I cried the second time he busted his knee, because I'm a point guard too, and to see such an amazing talent go down back to back, it was just kind of like, man, if I was him, I would have felt like quitting too. I wouldn't even want to do it no more, because like, you worked that hard to come back, and he had some semblance of his game when he went down the second time, and I was just like, man, I was just hard. But that dude, bro, like, I don't think nobody can stop him. I don't think nobody can stop him. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, you had to double team this dude. Triple D was like the second coming of Iverson with maybe a little bit more hops. Like, and actually, maybe he might have a little bit better jump shot, because he can shoot a little. He can shoot a little couple of threes if he get hot. That basket will open up for him. He get 40, 50 fast. Like, he was like, damn, he scored 40 points, and he just be like, boom, 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 and he just bounce, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So yeah, that was crazy. So this somebody you don't really know, but I know was a legend. Somebody I give high respect to after seeing his story and watching the movie about him and documentaries about him. And you know who my GOAT is. You know how I feel about Mike. And this is probably the only dude I think that would have been on Mike ass. Like, seriously, like, in college, he was the only dude that was giving Mike work, like serious work. Even we talking about National Player of the Year, Mike. Like, he was the guy. The other National Player of the Year, like, this dude 34, 40. I'm talking about work, man. Rest in peace, Lynn Bias, dude. If this dude don't die, Jan, we might be going GOAT 1A, 1B with this dude, because he was going to a great team. He was going to the Celtics. They were gonna be. I think they had just came off a champion or lost the championship, and where they was going on that run, he would have been on that like 86 team with them. And that 86 team, 85, 86 Celtics team was probably the greatest team ever. That's what Larry Bird says. You put
Yeah.
Lynn Bias on that team, dog. Like, You want to talk about scandalous, bro? Like I need you when you get a chance, go on YouTube and just pull up Lynn Bias and watch highlights of this dude just dunking on everybody and just he looked like a man, like for real. He was like 18, 19 years old, looked like a football player, but he was sleek, like pause. But the dude was a dog. Like he used to give, like I said, he used to give Mike, everybody in college the business, and he was like an instant bucket. He can score from anywhere, long range, short range. He had hops. He like stupid hops though, like Michael Jordan hops. Like he has shit on you from anywhere, long arms. Like his mid range game was like cold blooded. That boy was cold. That boy was cold. And I'm telling you, if anybody watching this who don't know your basketball, go check up on Lynn Bias, dog. He was going to be the guy under Jordan. He was going to be the guy that everybody compared Jordan to and vice versa during their come. He would have been the other dudes when Jordan scored 63. He read the paper. Oh, he got 63. I'm going for 70. He was that kind of guy. You know what I mean? And he can do it. Like if I'm gonna give anybody props that can do it, he can do it. And the Celtics, yeah, if the Celtics get him championships, we talking about 3-4 maybe, like back from the time he's drafted to probably about 87 and stuff when they started getting old. They winning back to back to back to back because nobody can stop that dude. Nobody can stop him. He was baby Jordan. He was baby Jordan. All right, he was Jordan before Jordan maybe because he was like I say Jordan wasn't scoring as much as him when they used to play each other.
That's crazy.
Like
That's crazy
he
to
was the
say.
star of the team. Jordan was just a part of the team because that's how North Carolina played. But he was the star of his team, and he will give you 40 in a heartbeat. Yeah, like what's his name? Yeah, he was like LeBron. He was like He was like the first LeBron. Yeah, exactly. Except he maybe didn't pass as good as LeBron. He could pass, but he'd rather just dunk on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of giving 10 points and assists, he'll just put that 10 points up. Like he was dope like that. So RIP Lynn Bias, he's my number one if they wouldn't have died or got injured and was able to play through his career. Lynn Bias is my number one guy. I've done a lot of work on this and thought about it for a long time. And I just watched a movie on him and just refreshed my memory on how cold blooded that dude.
Yeah,
Like he was cold. Like one of the best scorers in college history, for sure, for sure, for sure. So definitely look him up, man. Yeah, yeah. It was definitely like, and Jordan he was there, but everybody was on Lynn Bias.
I I did get to see a couple of the highlights for of them talking about Lynn Bias, and if he was as good as people claim he was, and he was going to that Celtic team with what 3 Hall of Famers, 4 Hall of Famers, and Mikael Bird and them, Robert Parrish. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold. That's bull. What T. Reed say? It's like LeBron go to that '03 Pistons team. Yeah, that's it's even worse because that '03 Pistons team didn't have a all-time great on that team. They just had a solid ass roster. Like
Yeah,
he would have got to play with Bird. Come on,
but
man.
people know what he's saying with that Pistons team. You put a all-time great on that Pistons team, it's
Yeah,
just and
that is crazy.
if he any unselfish too. Oh Lord,
That's crazy.
can you put
I'm
Trey Shine on the bench? Oh, I would hate.
that's
I would hate the thought. And defense was first, so he would have had to be a defensive guy on that team. So that would have been first. Oh,
I'm surprised you put T Mac so low though.
no,
That
like I said, because he had a career. He was scoring champion a couple of times. He went to the conference finals. His career didn't actually start going bad until the Rockets. He had already been on 2 teams by then.
I
The other
had I had T Mac toward the top of that list. I ain't gonna lie. That
I'm
like
not going.
he got hurt in his 7th year, 7th or 8th year.
But it
when
was
they dropped the
he didn't have no chance of winning no championships in those eras. Only time he had was that one time when Yao Ming was playing with him on the Rockets. That's when they only had one opportunity. But like I said, his choices took him out the running of winning championships because he wanted to be the guy. He wasn't willing to join nobody. It was teams that had multiple players like that. So that was when the Lakers was winning back-to-back championships. He would have had to join forces with somebody. The Spurs was hot around that time. He it would have never worked out for him, even if he's healthy, unless he joins another superstar, he still doesn't win a championship. Some of these dudes, like now, if Grant Hill comes and plays healthy, Grant Hill, we're talking finals maybe.
um, uh, T-Tree said T-Mac shot himself in the foot, kind of like Harden
Yeah,
a few years.
he was chasing money more than he was trying to chase being a great. And Vince was like, I would have let him play any role he wanted to play. If he wanted to be the man, the man. I wasn't tripping like that, even though I kind of some suspect on that. But still, though, it didn't seem like that when they were playing together. They seemed like they had something coming. They were one player, maybe a point, because they had Muggsy Bogues as their point guard. So it maybe was maybe a really good point guard away of being the best team in the East for a couple of years, but he chose to go chase that money. He thought he was going to get with Grant Hill and go to Orlando. So he played good there, won some scoring titles and stuff. Boom, he's still playing. He goes to Houston. He even plays in Houston a couple of years. I think he might even win a scoring title there once. Boom, but he had a career. These other guys didn't get a chance. You didn't get a chance to see their potential past 3-4 years, even though they might have still kept playing. They didn't play at a high level. You understand what I'm saying? Their injuries like significantly dropped them down after those couple of years. He had a career. He like T Street said, he shot himself in his foot trying to uh, play for money, instead of just staying home and doing things.
Yeah, for me, I guess the reason why I say that is we're talking about individual success, not necessarily team success. And that was the only guy on that list who had two scoring champions. And what, seven-time All Star? Seven-time All Star, and was only in the league 8 years before his major injury that really set him down.
But
And
we
once
back
actually,
then it would be D Rose. Then D Rose would be number one because he, in the shortest time span, he already had an MVP. T Mac never did that.
yeah, so that was D Rose is actually number one on my list, and I had T Mac at two because I mean you talking about a 6'9" wing with two scoring champions in a league that had Kobe and Carmelo in it, and then he actually, he was going to have a chance with Yao Ming to try to get to the finals, but injury happened. So let's talk about these teams um, that you think legacy would have shifted dramatically had they won these finals appearances when they went. Which teams were on this list?
All right, so you want me to pick two teams to talk about, or you want me to name the list and then we're gonna talk about the list?
Yeah, let's name the list and then we'll talk about the
All right,
list.
so I have Boston. I got six of them. I got the Boston Celtics
Which year? From which year?
with Kevin Garnett in them.
Okay, Kevin Garnett, Boston Celtics.
I got
Okay,
the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. The first three.
Kobe Lakers.
I
Okay,
have the Heat if they win both championships that they lose instead of the one they lost in Dallas and the one they lost in San Antonio before they broke up. I have that's four, right? I have the Golden State Warriors.
Warriors,
If
right?
that 73 team, they would have been like back to back two, or was it three in a row or something like that?
That
If that
73 win team that would have been back to back.
yeah, if it would have been back to back, what they would have had. And of course, number one, I gotta go with them Chicago Bulls, man. If Mike don't retire,
If Mike
what hap-
don't retire,
what happens if Mike don't the first time? Like, what if Mike don't retire? What are we talking about? Are we talking about 8? Are we talking about 7? What are we talking about? So,
Talking about
uh,
something crazy.
so go ahead and throw something.
um, I'm interested. Oh, you forgot one team. I'm interested in that Spurs team.
I
Had,
was gonna say
had they beat that, it was Miami. They
Miami,
lost to.
Ray Allen's jump shot, the corner shot.
Right,
We will come
right. And what
back
kind
to
of
next year with the same hunger and win it back to back and give Tim Duncan 6 like they did.
right? So was that, and didn't they lose one more time, or was that it? It was one more they lost.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. So yeah, we talking about Tim Duncan with 7 rings at that point. I think he finished. Yeah, he finished his career with 5 of them. Um, besides that Bulls team, if Jordan stay and they continue their finals appearances,
Mhm.
B that probably would go down as the best dynasty in all of basketball. But yeah, they lost to Miami, and I'm trying to remember who was the other team they lost to.
Cool.
The Spurs.
I don't know if they lost in the finals again.
They
They
let
lost
me see.
to the conference finals, but I don't think they only lost one finals. I think.
Oh, really? Okay, so it was that Miami team. So
Yeah,
that
I'm trying to think. I don't remember them losing no other finals. Can you? I remember a lot of Western Conference finals. I don't remember no like finals besides them.
yeah, that's the only one I remember they lost to when, like Pac said, that shot changed a
Yeah,
lot, man. Ray Allen.
yeah, for
Oh
both
my.
sides too. So um, with that, I think the more dangerous team is the Warriors team. Of course, the Bulls are number one on my list, just hands down. They might come back. He comes back with the hunger of just saying, "All right, I want to chase 11 like Bill Russell," and he like, "All right, I'm going in," and he just go boom, boom. I know he get to 8, but he might not get to 9 and 10. Like if Jerry Krause don't interfere or nothing like that, and the team just stick with each other, they they go 8. I think maybe a possible 9, like maybe lose. They might be the first time you lose in the finals, maybe. But they still ended up winning those championships later on in those years. So I don't know. Maybe Rodman doesn't come and stuff, so maybe they might not make those changes that they ended up making. So, but I still think Jordan Wills and the 2 more at least. The East was so dead at that time that I think he could have put it out. And nobody in the West was fucking with the Bulls, so that wasn't an issue. But Mike wins 8, I think, a possible 9. Like, but that's Spurs team. But no, the Heatles, bruh, if they win 4, D Wade, they stay together, they go to the 5th, and they win it again, and then they break up. I think that.
And then we're really talking about not 2, not 3,
Yeah,
not 4.
yeah, yeah. They really got that 5th. I think they get that 5th because you win that first championship with just putting the team together. Y'all go to a championship. Boom, y'all beat Dallas. Say they
Dallas.
beat them like they should have beat them, like they like whooped their ass. Boom, your confidence goes to the roof because the very next year D Wade like, all right, I'm gonna give you the keys. He had a chance to win he had to win, got a chance probably to win his first MVP because he still had the juice at the time that year. He's satisfied with that. All right, Brian, you got the keys. Boom, and they just going to run. Bow, 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 bow. That team was crazy. It was just, I think, moments in time when you lose a loss brings doubt in other times when you're down like that.
Mm.
Because like you suck it in, you take it in different because you don't have no moments to refer back to because usually when you do teams like that, it's easy. They're easy games. You know I mean, like that second time they came back, they pretty much whooped their ass. The other team, it wasn't like no super duper hard series. They won a couple of games, but they whooped that team ass to win that next championship. But you need to win those series to build character. That's why I think when they lost to the Spurs that second time, they didn't have that character that the Spurs had when they lost in the Western Conference Finals, trying to get there a couple of times, in games like that. So they didn't have nothing to bounce back from. So the Spurs they said it after they lost that championship. We'll be back next year and we're gonna beat you guys. We're gonna see you guys, and that's all they said all through the season. Anybody else wouldn't take that way. They would be like, all right, we'll see you there and we'll whoop your ass when you got the kind of talent they got. You feel me? But what other team showed that type of confidence and beat them like that? Dallas. Jason Terry put the championship on his arm. Like, we finna win this championship, but we don't care about them. And a lot of time when you punch a giant in the mouth, sometimes you be like, well, there ain't no punks. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what both those teams did. And if you look, the older teams is the teams that whoop their ass. You feel me? That older team on this downside, and they just had a bunch of veterans who knew how to take a punch and give it back. And then that Spurs team was the same thing, a bunch of veterans that knew how to take a punch and give it back. And those are the same type of teams that they lost to, same archetypes pretty much for the most part. Strong power forwards, strong point guards, strong shooting guard. Same thing with the Dallas, But if that team run that table, now LeBron is on a whole, in a whole different stratosphere. Like, we talking about him differently because he still goes back to Cleveland because he's like, I done did my job in Miami. He goes to Cleveland with Kyrie because that still happens regardless if he's there or not because he went to Miami. So Kyrie definitely still comes to Cleveland. He goes back there with a different mentality and boom, win like 3 straight there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that shot did change a lot. It changed the whole,
That shot did change a lot. And T. Shreese pointed out, had Kyrie and K. Love not went down in the NBA Finals in 15, does Golden State, even start their dynasty because they end up coming back again. Now, if that doesn't happen, though, uh, what was it for the Warriors dynasty that lost to Cleveland, the 3-1 comeback? Golden State don't get Kevin Durant and form what I consider the greatest team ever, and having KD, Clay, Steph, and Draymond. So and then we go on to talk about what Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson going down in the NBA Finals for the three-peat, against the Raptors. That that alone, like that would have been the first three-peat since Kobe and Shaq, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Steph know what it's like to lose both your one your second and your third guy, like kind of like LeBron when he lost Kai and K Love. Yeah. But that shit was exciting because that was the same year Steph had 33 in the second half against the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, when KD went down. So it's kind of hard for me to talk about shoulda, woulda, coulda, and this happened, if that happened, because that all that stuff has consequences.
Yeah,
has effect on what happens next season. Maybe, like you said, maybe that second three-peat Bulls roster doesn't form. Getting Dennis Rodman, trading away Horace Grant, getting Kerr there, and maybe there's a scope in the locker room. Maybe Pippen get tired of being the second guy or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why these things are fun to talk about, because all you can do is really pretty much speculate. You know, at least to me, I know I know we can't change time, and it's like, you know, all you can do is just pretty much speculate. But sometimes it's fun because I would like to think what those teams could have been, what type of mentality those players would have if they win these games. Like, you know, moments that they show weakness, they show strength. So now, what type of player are we talking about now? Are we seeing LeBron go up to the ranks of GOAT faster? Do we see Kobe when he lost to the Celtics and he could have got his six? Do his mind change? Like it's a bunch of things. Like even if so let's say if Shaq and they win that fourth one when the Robert Horry missed a shot against the Spurs and the Spurs ended up going that year and they was coming off the three-peat. If Shaq and them go to the finals that year, they would have played New Jersey the first time and um, they could have won 4 championships in a row. Do Shaq and Kobe break up? Do they have this meeting of the minds during the offseason? Like, look, we just won 4. We got a chance to win 5 in a row. Look, uh,
Yeah,
do we have a conversation? You know what I'm saying? So all those little things, but it's cool to think about though. I like thinking about those things. Plus, we in the off season and we having fun with the show. So you know what I'm saying? We got to come up with some content for everybody. But this is something that I always like to talk about is the what ifs because I like to see people be great at their greatest, and I would like to think that if certain things didn't come into play, they would be in different positions because a lot of these teams that we're talking about, Tisha was saying, some of it was ego, some of it was owners, some of it was injuries, some of it was just like players not being able to get along and stuff like things that are easily fixable, except for the
yeah,
injury part. But calling somebody in the office and being like, man, we need to squash this for the better of the team. Michael Jordan, Phil, and Jerry sitting down in the room, man, let's squash this for the better of the fact that we got a chance to do something that ain't never been done. You know, these are the issues that men have had across the world, across the land, in every walk of life, you know, and that's why wars start and everything because nobody can sit down and be a man about the situation. So even when we talk about those things, those other aspects of the conversation play a part too, because a lot of little things that happen that shouldn't have happened could have just been solved with the conversation.
yeah. Pac the legend said, "Can you say ego mess up the Warriors dynasty?" Hell yeah, it did. Hell yeah, and that ego is from Draymond Green.
Yeah,
Draymond Green has both been the blessing and the curse, man.
yeah,
If he don't go and tell Kevin Durant, what do you say? We did this
yeah,
without you.
yeah.
We could do
We,
it after you, whatever he called him a bitch and some more stuff
yeah,
during a regular season game scuffle where
yeah,
realistically, yes, you should have passed the ball to Kevin Durant and let him take the game winning shot. It's the regular season, dog.
yeah.
So
Been a
was
foot since I can remember even these last couple of past seasons. Like I solely blame him for the season they had last season. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care how anybody thinks. He's the sole purpose why they failed to make the play in last year because of the games he missed, doing the dumb stuff he did, and I don't care. That ain't hard. At some point, it just becomes stupidity. It's not. I'm showing passion and all this crap. I don't want to hear that if you're costing this game. Passion is you did something crazy, but you're still in the game and you're showing. But you can't show no passion at home. You can't definitely show no passion at home.
yeah, so
So
he said he wasn't right, but he wasn't completely wrong. Like, yeah, I get that, right? But like my brother just said, if men could just sit down and be like, okay, I messed up, my bad. Because remember, at the end of that game, he ended up turning the ball over. We didn't even get a shot off. And Kevin Durant was already in the back court, calling for it. Pass him the damn ball. Just give him the ball. Give him the
yeah,
ball.
but I always say you got to know your audience too, Punk. Like you got to know who you're talking to. If you know this person's ego is fragile, don't put them on blast in front of everybody. You know
Yeah.
that's something you handle in the back. And if you're a true teammate, you know that, especially about somebody that you consider another star player, baby, that you considered another great player on the team. You want to be able to come at them in the right way, show them respect. And you also, like I said, you got to know your audience. You can't talk to everybody the same way. Everybody ain't going to receive it the same. Steph might shoot it off because you know, hey, that's great. I've known him since he's been here. Durant probably looked at it like, dude, I don't even know you like that. Like, we cool, but I only see you at All-Star games. Like, you can't just be. I don't care if we've been on the team with each other for like 6, 7, 8 months or 2 years. I don't know you like that. Like, you feel me? And in the way, the type of person that he is, once again, know your audience. From what I hear, he was to himself and kind of like, so it wasn't like y'all were close like that. Y'all might have had moments where y'all ate dinner and stuff, but it wasn't like this your homeboy like that. So you might have think he might have just, he would have shrugged that off. Call me a B word. I'll talk to you about it later. But no, but not only did you do that, you put him on blast in front of thousands of people, and people can see, you can read your mouth. Like, you made sure you yelled it out and said it specifically to him front of everybody. Like, he lucky he didn't get punched in the mouth. Like, you feel me? So
Yeah, G. So yeah, yes, ego killed that dynasty, man. That team with Kevin Durant, they failed if they didn't win 5 rings. You know, besides injury, the injury was the only thing that could have stopped them from winning 5, 6, 7 rings. Had that team, had that roster stay together,
yeah.
or Bron getting Carmelo as a teammate earlier, or something like that. Like, that was the only thing that would have derailed that freaking dynasty. So it had to crumble from inside, like, straight up. And I hold Draymond Green responsible for that,
Mm.
along with, on the other side, helping us win 4 rings. So,
Yeah,
well, yeah, G,
yeah,
that's
for
been
sure.
an hour.
Well, it's been another episode of Leave It on the Court. We just left it on the court. I'd like to thank all our people that joined our lives. We're back on IG for a minute. We're gonna try it back out, man. It's been a pleasure, man,
Yeah,
talking to you, bro. I love you, dog. You know,
no,
Um,
you took it,
we
bro.
also need everybody to go to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, watch the movies. We got shorts and everything. Join our TikTok. Once again, we back on IG. You know, until next Saturday at 6. That's game.
That's game.